Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and this is another episode of Ridiculous Loadout. Now, unfortunately I wanted to call this series Fakakta Loadout as a reference to one of Krusty the Clown's funny terms, but remembered that too late, and by the time, the name was already set. It's basically what happened it's basically what everyone knew me by then. Ace Ventura was known as the White Devil to the African tribe, and although his translator knew his real name, he still referred to him as White Devil because, that name had already stuck. And, who was he to go against popular opinion? But I digress. Alright, so this is a series where I whore myself out for cheap views, basically copying the idea from every other Battlefield and COD channel out there. Sorry, I had to hold back my vomit there for a second. Where you suggest a loadout for me to run in the comments, and I make a complete ass of myself and record that particular run. Now, I do most of these runs on TDM or Conquest Domination maps just because, they are smaller and the enemies are much better stacked right next to each other. I mean, sometimes they even have the decency to line up, for a nice through and through double shish kebab kill. And, I mean, let's face it, no one wants to see me hump for 2 miles just to get shot. So, this loadout, suggested by Sam Uncanny, is an LSAT with a front grip, a silencer, and a 3.4 Russian PKA scope. Well, the LSAT is actually a pretty nice LMG under the right circumstances. But the thing is, it has a very healthy vertical recoil of 0.4, of which the silencer does help with a tiny bit, but most of it still remains, and the kick is maybe one of the things that turned me off to this kit. Alright, well, maybe it's because I could never manage the recoil all that well. I just sort of squeeze the trigger and hope for the best, Now, the suppressor that Battlefield 3 has in-game is actually a bit more than a silencer, if I'm not mistaken. You see, a suppressor's job is to muffle the gunshot sounds as well as the flash. Now, the sound is not going to, completely disappear, but it's going to be like, farting into a pillow. And now, the foregrip also helps a little with the horizontal muzzle drift, but frankly, it's way too little to make a difference, I think. Now, the problem with this suppressor is that, well, we'll come back to that. The LSAT does a standard damage of 25 at 8 meters, and it drops off to 18.4 at 50 meters. Now, this suppressor completely destroys that, and the drop-off starts at 4 meters and ends at 35 meters. Now, another thing that it completely destroys is the bullet speed. The original 620 meters per second becomes a measly 330 meters a second with this suppressor on. So now, in order to kill someone, you will literally have to stand for minutes on the trigger and wait until all the rounds reach the bad guy. Very unsettling, this. Many times, just by muscle memory, I squeeze the trigger, shoot the bad guy, get some hit markers, and then release the trigger as, my brain remembers that it should have been I've already should have shot enough rounds to kill the guy, and he should be dead by now. Well, I released the trigger, and guess what? I get dead. Now, as for the 3.4 PKA scope, well, yes, I hated that too. I mean, most of these were close encounter kills, and frankly, with such a scope, well, everything inside it pretty much it becomes on fire from from the tracers and recoil going fakakti insane. So everything you see is pretty much fire and ricochet sounds. I mean bullets. And of course, playing hardcore decreases the time required to kill an individual. So with this agonizingly slow bullet speed, and considering the OSET has a very modest 650 round per minute rate of fire, means you'll be putting down a lot less lead downrange than you would have otherwise. So, here you go. Thanks for watching. Please rate. Check out my other videos at the end of this one. And remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.